Big update from the Income Tax Department. The new ITR forms for the assessment year 2025 to 26 are out, and there are some major changes in ITR 1 you need to know. For the first time, long term capital gains can now be reported in ITR 1, something that wasn't allowed earlier. There are also key updates in eligibility, disclosures, and how income is reported. In this video, we will cover all the changes and help you to file ITR 1 correctly this year. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Webtil.in, a compliance knowledge sharing partner of you. I am Saloni Sharma and I am here to simplify complex compliance topics and help you make smart tax saving decisions. On this channel, we bring you the latest updates on income tax to help you grow your compliance wealth and secure your financial future. So, if you want to stay ahead with the expert insights on tax planning and money management after the budget announcement, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Now, let's dive straight into today's topic, new change in ITR 1. New ITR forms released for the assessment year 2025 to 26. New changes in ITR 1 for the assessment year 2025 to 26. Are you a salaried employee? Then be ready to share your details with the Income Tax Department. As the new ITR forms for the assessment year 2025 to 26 have been released by the Income Tax Department, it's important to note that only the manual forms are available now, while the online utility is still awaited. So let's understand who is eligible to file an ITR 1 for the assessment year 2025 to 26. Individuals being a resident other than not ordinarily resident and having the income up to 50 lakh, and the source of income can be income from salary, one house property, other source income like dividend income, interest income, etc., and agricultural income up to 5,000. Then you are eligible to file an ITR 1. But the government has added the long-term capital gain for filing an ITR 1 as well. In the previous year, we understood that income from capital gain is only included in ITR 2 and 3, where specific calculation fields are available. In ITR 2, there is a schedule for long-term capital gains and short-term capital gains. This year, the government has chosen to focus on a small portion of this income to monitor minor investments in financial assets that generate capital gain by the taxpayer. So, if you are having the long-term capital gain under the specific condition, then you are eligible to file an ITR 1. Few conditions are also there for filing an ITR. Like if you have deposited more than 50 lakhs in one or more saving account, if you have made any foreign travel expenditure for self or for any other person more than 2 lakh, electricity expenses has been paid more than 1 lakh, and if the TDS or TCS has been deducted more than 25,000, and in case of senior citizen, the limit is more than 50,000. Then also you are eligible to file an ITR 1, even if the income is not taxable. So this is also an eligibility criteria for filing an ITR 1. Coming forward to non-eligibility for filing an ITR 1. If you were the director in any company during the previous year, you have made any investment in the unlisted equity shares, if your TDS has been deducted under the section 194N, or if income tax is deferred on the ESOPs, or if you are having any financial assets including interest in any entity that is located outside India, then also you are not eligible to file an ITR 1. Also, the government has introduced a change that is related to Aadhaar number. If you are having a valid and a verified Aadhaar number, then only you are eligible to file an ITR. In the schedule of personal details, the column for the enrollment number of Aadhaar has been removed. Now, only if you are having a valid Aadhaar number, then you are eligible to file an ITR 1. Also, you can say that valid Aadhaar number is mandatory for filing an ITR. The government has provided a drop down facility for the deductions under the Chapter 6A. Then comes the major change in ITR 1, that is related to long term capital gain. This year, the new ITR 1 form includes income from long term capital gains. Previously, only ITR 2 and 3 forms could be used to file for capital gain income. However, the inclusion in ITR 1 is limited to a specific explanation, as it only allows for the reporting of LTCG under the section 112A. This change is significant because many salaried taxpayers invest their income in equity shares and mutual funds. And it is important to note that in case of a loss, whether it is a brought forward or a carry forward, this option or form does not apply to the taxpayers. And also, if you are having any carry forward or set of capital gains, then you are not eligible to file an ITR 1. Few conditions are there, like LTCG must be only under the section 112A, no carry forward or set of losses should exist, and investors having the long term capital gain up to 1,25,000 are eligible to file an ITR 1. And if you are an intraday trader and having business income from F&O or having any complex capital gain situation, then also you are not eligible to report LTCG in ITR 1. So this is a major change related to long-term capital gain in ITR 1. Also, one change is related to exempt income description. Earlier, the description was exempt income for reporting purpose. However, the government has changed the new description to income on which no tax is payable. And for better understanding about the LTCG reporting in ITR 1, let's take an example. Let's suppose Mr. Rahul invested 50,000 in equity shares and sold them for 1,20,000 after 1 year. So the profit of Mr. Rahul will be 70,000, which is under 1,25,000. So Mr. Rahul is eligible to file an ITR 1, and the details of Mr. Rahul related to LTCG will be reported in ITR 1. And how Mr. Rahul is going to report the details? So he need to show the details under the long-term capital gain under the section 112A, not chargeable to income tax. Under the total sales consideration, Mr. Rahul need to show 1,20,000. Then he need to show the total cost of acquisition of rupees 50,000, and after that he need to show the long-term capital gain as per the section 112A, that will be 70,000. So this is the detail column for the long-term capital gain income in ITR 1. And also you need to provide the details of all the bank accounts that are held in India at any time during the previous year, excluding your dormant accounts. And the refund will be credited to the account that is validated and verified by the CPC. Also, one new change is there, that is related to schedule TDS. Here you need to show the section under which TDS has been deducted. These are the changes that are related to ITR 1 for the assessment year 2025 to 26. As the government has taken an important step by implementing small changes related to personal information and income sources and the calculation of taxes in ITR 1, they are now monitoring taxpayer activities to combat tax evasion. It's your turn. What are your thoughts? Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. Also, if you found this helpful, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time and hope you find value in this. Stay tuned for more compliance content coming soon. Until then, take care and have an amazing day.